What a glorious day. I'm looking out my window. It's lovely out there. Um, yeah, I just wanted to say, I mentioned all this stuff about, future or what the world might be like. It's not really to make anyone afraid, or it's not really for people to fear anything. It's just to make people aware of what the future might be like. I think we think things are just going to stay the same, and this is how it will be. But I know we put a lot of pressure on the world to change, and I just don't really like. I'm trying my best to. I don't like the way the world's sort of heading in terms of people sitting around bored, frustrated. I don't put all the blame on computers, but it doesn't help having frustrating operating platforms and things that you don't really profit from, don't really get much out of. Sort of putting all this work in, not getting much result. I just think it happens across the board, really, in a way. It's not just, I'm not blaming any company or anything. It's just more of the way. Oh, excuse me. We're not all really working together in the jobs we should be doing. We're doing it for money, doing it to survive rather than to enjoy what we're doing. But all that stuff about the future, how one day, we might all be fighting demons that are rising from the world or something. I said all that stuff when beyond heaven, where the demons might rise out of the world and all try and attack us. Eventually, I think the world all starts to become conscious. I mean, we have. So I think other things would start to, and I think if we're in a world which is heavily influenced by warfare, it's going to be a really miserable place to be. We're just going to be being attacked by things, trying to shoot things, kill things. And, this whole Bible thing was written to sort of make people aware a long time ago. I mean, it's a different language now, but excuse me, just woke up. But it's just to make people aware that war doesn't have to be the answer to your problems. It can be love or friendship or understanding, and that can lead somewhere better than, like, imagine a world where the dirt and everything wakes up and becomes monsters and demons and things like that attacking us, because that's what we're giving them is our fears and hatred and warfare, and the rocks wake up and they attack us as monsters, and the whole world becomes this thing that's terrifying to live in. But turn that around and imagine it's more like we give up all this fighting and we live in more of a beautiful world where we treat animals beautifully, like they're our little babies, and instead of demons coming out of the dirt, funny little fluffy animals and things come out of the dirt, funny little, beautiful little creatures and things, and maybe rock lords instead of more like rock and roll lords, like big sort of strong rock men that come out playing heavy metal music or something, like I just think it could be really a beautiful way of the world waking up. I think, in robotics, you've got to treat robots with love too, for them to wake up into that same sort of environment. Eventually, I think the circuits and things will actually learn to be conscious, and you have to treat them with due respect, like you would a child opening up to the world. You abuse a child, it's going to become a monster. But you give these robots and everything the most love you can give them, and they'll give it back. You might think it's cool sitting on your computer game, safe in your bedroom, shooting things, thinking, "Oh, this is great." I can, be a warrior. Blow up everything, and it's so cool to do this in real life. But try living through a warfare where you're struggling to get through, to survive. Maybe you've lost a limb or a leg or something, and you're pulling yourself through the dirt, and you're seeing all your friends get shot and exploded, and it's not the world I want to live in. I don't love that dream, that whole gaming sort of dream. Maybe they're a bit fun on computer games, but if that's all you're living in your mind, that's what you're going to be putting out there in the world. That's why I don't play them much, or watch a lot of violent films anymore. I watch some a little bit, but I don't get engrossed in it. I'll get more interested in the opposite view of the world, the one that's more embracing of a creative world rather than destructive. So yeah, just be conscious that the world might start waking up in different ways, because we're leading the world in terms of consciousness, and it's taken us a long time to wake up. I know, millions of years, but still, it's good to plan ahead. I'm not trying to be funny, but there might be things in this world that are ready to wake up as well. That are, and it might be that the last few things that are woken up are things like scorpions, spiders, things like that, out of the dirt. And really, we should be trying to think, is that really what we want to follow us? Snakes and spiders and scorpions and all these bitey, scary things that are watching us be cruel to the world, and learning that sort of way to exist. So if it weren't for birds flying around giving us songs and beautiful things, birds are just incredible. So beautiful, amazing creatures. They can lighten up your day just sitting watching the birds. Imagine if there's no birds around. We're just decimating the planet and not giving us stuff, and thinking, oh, they'll always be there. If not, we'll just make a robotic bird or something, or just put on some music. Or but, other animals make beautiful noises, beautiful song. They sing, and I just like to make people aware that you don't have to be hating and aggressive and loud and obnoxious just to exist. You can lower your expectations and lower your stance and just put your head down and just be humble to the Lord, which is the world we're living in. Be humble to it and say, I'm just a little thing. I don't need to trample you down and kill you just because you're a planet. I can help nurture you into something beautiful that we all want to be. And the planet probably wants to be something too. And we're just killing it. Just stripping it bare, and it's a resource in some respects, but any resource you've got to make sustainable. And I think a better resource is one that just provides for us without us really needing to rip it down. I think if trees can be born out of the soil as seeds, imagine what other things could be born out of soil. We're just not giving nature the we're cutting it down, thinking we don't need it. But I just see all the potential in nature and the animal kingdom to produce such beautiful things that I can't imagine what the world would have been like before we stripped it of all its interests. Now it's just a few gum trees and a few koalas and kangaroos around. Everyone needs their home and needs their few things to get by on. But do we really need the excesses that people are going to um, augment their reality into some kind of hyper reality and destroy the planet in the process? Anyway, just want you to be conscious of those thoughts if you care at all. I don't know.